Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all can join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, tuning in through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, we're glad you all could be with us as well. This is part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about Parkinson's disease. It affects around 6 million people worldwide, and that number is expected to double by 2040. Until recently, our understanding of Parkinson's biology has mainly been through people of white or European descent. However, that's changing. Joining us to discuss what researchers are learning about brain health and risk factors to look out for, and why diversity in research is critical in getting better treatments and cures, we're excited to welcome Alyssa O'Grady as well as Alan Dance to our broadcast today. Alyssa is the Vice President of Clinical Research at the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, and Alan is a Michael J. Fox Foundation research advocate and a study participant. We're going to talk to them also about where you all can get more information as well. Alyssa, Alan, thank you again for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Alyssa, I'm going to begin with you, and I really appreciate the work that the Michael J. Foundation has been able to do. But what is the current state of Parkinson's disease, Alyssa, and how many people are currently living with it according to studies?
As you mentioned, there are about 6 million people worldwide living with Parkinson's disease, and there are about 1 million people in the United States living with Parkinson's. The Michael J. Fox Foundation is on a mission to end Parkinson's disease, and we have a major study that's getting us closer and closer to that goal. That study is called the Parkinson's Progression Markers Initiative, or PPMI for short, and the study needs volunteers from all backgrounds with and without Parkinson's disease to help researchers move science forward.
Alyssa, I think that the big thing about Parkinson's, as with other diseases, is that a lot of times people do not know what to look out for. So what are the key Parkinson's risk factors to look out for today?
First, I'll say we are more interested in learning about Parkinson's risk than ever before, following a significant research breakthrough that happened earlier this year. An international coalition of scientists led by the Foundation and the PPMI study discovered a new tool that can detect the Parkinson's protein in the spinal fluid of not just people diagnosed with Parkinson's, but also people who we believe to be at a higher risk for Parkinson's. When we talk about Parkinson's risk, we talk about a few factors. One is aging, getting older, but others are more specific and maybe even surprising to some of your listeners. Those include changes to sleep patterns and different types of sleep disturbances. It also includes loss of sense of smell, which can be an early indicator of changes to brain health.
Interesting. I don't think people would think about that. So you mentioned, of course, the health study. How is it helping to find out more information about these risk factors, Alyssa?
The PPMI study is enrolling people with and without Parkinson's and collecting information on them over time so that we can learn more about how the disease starts and how it changes. One of the key ways PPMI is learning about risk for Parkinson's is by offering scratch and sniff smell tests to anyone over the age of 60 who does not have Parkinson's disease, again, so we can learn more about this link between risk for Parkinson's and loss of sense of smell.
Come back to you, Alyssa. Alan, as I mentioned, you not only are an advocate for the Michael J. Fox Foundation research, but also you are a participant in the study. Tell us about your own experience living with these risk factors.
Oh, you bet. Well, first of all, it began with me not realizing I was living with the risk factors. I've actually had a poor sense of smell for over 30 years and never connected the dots. I've just noticed that other people with me had a better sense of smell than I did. And I'm getting older now. I'm 61 years old, but a couple of years ago, I started to have activity in my dreams, and I was diagnosed with REM sleep behavior disorder. And that's basically when you're dreaming, your body actually starts to move and act out the dreams. So if I'm dreaming about playing basketball or volleyball, suddenly in my sleep, my hands will go up as if I'm trying to block a shot. Or if I'm dreaming about work and making a presentation right there in my sleep, I'll start talking as if I'm in the middle of a conference room making a presentation. Or if there's something funny going on in my dream, I'll literally start to laugh. And those were the risk factors, or that was a key one that really led me to go do a little more research and take a little more responsibility for my own health, and found out that, yes, I am not just at risk for developing Parkinson's, I'm pretty much assured of developing Parkinson's.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ellen. I think that'll be great for our audience to be able to know, what you were experiencing, of course, to think about themselves and their loved ones. Alyssa, as you mentioned, it's been a big year in Parkinson's discovery and research, and we are learning so much more about the biology and genetics of the disease. Talk to us about the diversity element. Why is diversity and representation in research so critical now?
It is so important to study people from all backgrounds so that we can truly get a full understanding and paint a full picture of Parkinson's disease. Nothing illustrates this better than yet another research breakthrough that we had in 2023. The Michael J. Fox Foundation and another global coalition of scientists helped to discover a genetic change in people of African and African American ancestry that had never been observed before. It's a change that shows that individuals with this particular genetic mutation are at a higher risk for developing Parkinson's disease. Prior to this study, nearly all studies of Parkinson's genetics had been done in individuals of Northern European ancestry. So this finding is such a clear proof point of how you can find new hints at how to treat the disease and develop better treatments for the disease when you include people of all backgrounds in your research.
Yeah. And Alan, I appreciate you again sharing a bit of your story. Why did you feel it was important, Alan, to get involved in research like PPMI?
Well, when we were doing the research before my REM sleep behavior disorder diagnosis, one of the things we discovered was there's a shortage of African Americans participating in the research. So as soon as I got my diagnosis, I enrolled in the PPMI research project. I just felt like I have a responsibility to make a difference and do it. It's kind of a tough diagnosis. When you first get it, it's not going to be one of your happiest days. But if I can participate in research that'll make the path easier for others in the future, then I've got a responsibility to do so, and that's the kind of legacy I can live with. And I try to think about it sometimes with putting a face to it. I imagine my daughter, I imagine my nephew, or I imagine my friends' kids getting this diagnosis in the future. And by volunteering, I imagine myself helping people like them. And if I can make that kind of a difference, then I want to do so.
Well, Alyssa, Alan, thank you too so much for the time and for the great information. Alyssa, where can our audience go for more information, as well as, of course, how can they start taking action in their own lives?
We need people to raise their hands to participate in PPMI with and without Parkinson's and from all backgrounds. You can get involved by visiting michaeljfox.org/get-started.
All right, and we'll make sure that we link that up for our audience. Again, Alyssa, Alan, really appreciate you stopping by and looking forward to speaking with the two of you again.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, again, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.